Football legend Paul Gascoigne was dramatically airlifted to hospital in March after dislocating his shoulder during a trial on Italy's version of I'm a Celebrity.
Despite his early exit, Gaz's appearance on the reality TV show did not disappoint. From sunbathing naked to impressing viewers with his Italian language skills. And Gaza joins us now from Milan. Do you know what, Gaza? Everyone's just bowled over by your Italian.
Buongiorno, come stai? Ora mi stanno fame, poi manca mia ragazza, Susanna. That means I'm okay, good morning, I'm starving, I miss my girlfriend, Susanna.
Thanks for translating the Susanna bit, because I wasn't sure what that was. Gaza, it's amazing, though. You spent how many years? You're at Lazio, 3 seasons, 3 years. I'm guessing that's where you've picked it up. And to hold on to it, 'cause that was quite some time ago as well. And, you know, and you've had a few tipples since then as well. So to keep that in is really impressive.
Well, I had, when I played for Lazio, all I wanted to know was the football words and how to order a beer. That was it. But no, this was different. Because I remember when I spoke to them, I was doing the show with Katie, my manager, and it said like 10 weeks on an island. And I thought, oh, fantastic, a holiday. When I got to Italy, to sign the contract, they told me like, no cigarette, no cafe, no mangiare, don't eat, nothing. I went, well, this isn't going to be a holiday. So I just tried to focus on getting over. I knew everything I ever do in my life is after 3 days, I'm okay to adjust to everything. And I just focused on that, really. Yeah. I didn't realise I would be with 14 nightmare Italians, but I got through most of it, to be fair.
OK, so just to explain to viewers, this is... It's not I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here, but it's a little bit like that, isn't it? It's sort of... I think it's called the Island of the Famous. I'm not even going to try and say it in Italian. It's like a celebrity island. So you're there, and who else were you there with?
There's only one that really I knew, because the first guy I met, I went, what's your name? What do you do? He went, my name's Simone. I'm famous for Instagram. I went, wow. And the other one, what are you famous for? He went, Instagram. I went, Jesus Christ, is anybody else famous for it? But when Isolda arrived, she was famous for her slalom thing. She did the slalom and won lots of medals, gold medals and that. So she was sporty. That was good. I managed to, I can see it now, but I managed to pinch a coconut and hide in the mountains and smash it to bits and eat that without anybody knowing. That was okay. But doing sit-ups, and like behind us 1 yard was like 5 snakes, and I'm petrified of snakes, but there was plenty on the island when I was there, put it that way. And I'll get my own back on them. But yeah. No, I could understand more than what I was saying, so I didn't let on to that.
Right. So do I get the impression that you didn't really bond the other people on the island?
Well, I was trying to concentrate what I was saying, whether I would talk about it or whether this and that. So I just did my own thing as I would, you know. I remember one time, only cried once when after we had like 2 coconuts for 4 days amongst 8 people, and I felt like a beggar. It was terrible. And then I started crying a little bit, and I went, Mum, I'm so sorry. I wish I'd had all them Sunday dinners that I turned down years ago. You're still a good cook, Mum.
What is it, Mark? I mean, you got up to all sorts, though, Gazza, on this island. You dislocated your shoulder. I mean, that was the thing that eventually you had to leave the show because of that. Is that right? Tell us what happened. How did that happen?
Well, what happened is just before I went and said to Katie, my manager, I said, look, I think I've done my shoulder somehow. So before I went on the show, I went to a swim pool. I did some breaststroke, and my shoulder popped out. So I put it back in myself. I didn't see anything. Then the next day it popped out doing some workout I was doing. I put it back in. And then there was this challenge. And I said to Brando, please do this challenge. And he went, well, I ain't going to say what he said, but he said, F-O. And I went, oh, thank you. And I looked behind her. There was Valentina with a face like it. Oof. She went, I'm starving, do it. And I went, I'm going to do this thing. So as I did the first bit, I felt my shoulder go out, and I thought, shit, just put the ball in the net and I'll be okay. And once I did that, it popped out. So I managed to hit the bottom and just go to. But the good thing was, I've had loads of operations. I knew when I get to the hospital, I'm going to get some food, and a coffee and a cigarette. So I'm more than happy. But that sling there, you see there, I hid in there 5 biscuits on the shore that weren't supposed to know. And I remember the doctor saying, Paul, we've got to put that sling on properly. I went, no, don't touch it. It's okay. I was more worried about losing 5 biscuits I hit in the show.
Before we carry on, Gaz, I'm going to apologise on your behalf. A bit of foul language we heard there. I know.
Oh, yeah.
Purely accidental from your point of view.
That's nothing.
All right, OK, all right, easy. Let's talk about let's talk about a bit of foul behaviour as well. You got your kit off. You were sunbathing naked. I mean, was that part of the rules, or did you decide to do it anyway?
We had to censor that as well.
I don't know. I think I was just missing some publicity.
Look at you. We can see you now. Oh, dear. Thankfully, we've pixelated it out on here. I'm not sure
whether...
I
worked hard on that. People always say I was making arse of myself, but that's all right.
Gaz, what happened? There was a moment, wasn't there, when you were airlifted to hospital. You went to on one of the hospital trips. They popped you back in the helicopter. You forgot to put your seatbelt on, which I can imagine would be a bit of a hazard if the door of the helicopter suddenly opens. Just tell us at the moment that your life flashed before your eyes.
Yeah, I was scared of flying anyway, and they got in this like 4-seater helicopter after the operation, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm trying to look down at the sea, and I'm looking for sharks, anything. I'm thinking, if anything happens, yeah, that's it. And I'll probably survive that as well, get bit by a shark. But on the way down, as he took off, he quickly turned, and I'm sitting back, and the door flew open, and I've obviously, well, you know, sort of panicked a little bit, and I went, wow. So I went to put I made sure my seatbelt was on, but my seatbelt wasn't on. So I said to the guy, I said, shut the door quickly, please. And I had a few tears in my eyes, I panicked, and he went, it's okay, it's like driving the car. He says, well, I don't drive the car with the door open. So he handled it laugh, and then he put some music on for us, and that was it, you know. But what an experience. I thought it was a holiday, it wasn't, but I got used to it. Like, if you know, you imagine 2 weeks getting used to not using the mobile, not speaking to your man, not speaking to your family, no cigarette or coffee or eating. And then I had to go back and restart again after the hospital because I did 4 days in lockdown, and then back on the island. And then after the operation, within 2 days, the shoulder popped out again. So I put it back twice and didn't say a word. And then I said, look at it.
You put it back yourself twice?
Yeah. I've had so many operations, I'm used to it. I put it back.
Okay.
So,
Gaz, I just need to, just before we let you go, you would be fantastic on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Is that the next thing? Is that the obvious next thing to do for you?
Well, I mean, I know Harry did fantastic out there. I mean, something like that is okay, but obviously I suffer a little bit from claustrophobic and snakes. I'm not too scared about flying now after the helicopter flight, but no, I had a few interviews for that show. I just thought this thing, you know, because of lockdown, I maybe shouldn't say this, I think I took advantage of lockdown, but I think I did 2 months in total of lockdown over here, then in Honduras, then in Mexico. Yeah, that would be something I'd be look for. That's something I would look forward to doing, but I'll leave that to Katie, my manager. It's up to her. So it depends how much.
Apart from your shoulder,
Katie wants to make on 20%. I'm a bit worried about that.
Oh, okay. Right. Apart from your shoulder, how are you doing generally? How's your health?
No, it's okay. I mean, I thought once I get out the island, I'm going to eat, I'm going to have coffee, I'm going to that, but I didn't fancy it, to be fair, but now I'm just getting used to eating some sweets again.
I have to say, Paul, you know, we've had the benefit of watching the episode, and a lot of people won't get a chance, but the first thing that occurred to me, you're Italian, and you looked really healthy, and you looked like you were having, you know, in a really good place, and we've all been worried about you over the years, and you've been very open about the issues you've had over the years, and I mean, it was great to see, and it looked like it probably did you a whole world of good, really.
Well, it was, you know, I had some Italians complain they were hungry, they were starving, this and that. I said, listen, there's a lot of people in lockdown. I went mad with them. I said, you've got the sun, you've got the sea, you've got the sand. I just remember one thing, at night, someone was touching my head, and I said, it slept on my head, and I went, what do you want? And there was a big, massive crab sleeping on my head. So it was a great experience. And, you know, obviously I did have the arguments with them, but it was because they were complaining about not wanting a little bit of rice and that. When you look at what's happening around the world. So I got a little bit peed off for that. But in general, I thought I did well. I was there for 10 weeks. I said I would stay the course. I said I would do for the people in mental health. I lasted 7 weeks. So the only reason I didn't had to leave was because I couldn't pick up any more wood, or I couldn't do any of the challenges. But every challenge I did, I won for them. So, but I remember when I won the challenge and did my shoulder, they all started chucking into meatballs and spaghetti. And I said to the doctor, I went, and he went, "Is it in pain?" I went, "No, they're eating my effing food."
Right. We'll better leave it there then, I think, on that note. We'll end on your meatballs. Thank you very much, Paul Gascoigne. Always great to hear from you.